Well, hello kids of Wellfield. What I've got for you today is a treasure hunt around the barn. And it's a treasure hunt of Bible verses that have songs to go with them. And there are some Bible verses all from John's Gospel in the Bible. And they're hidden around the barn in all the places where you're not normally allowed to go. So let's have a look. Here we are in the Sunday Club room. Yes, we know our way around here. Can you remember it? Wow, it's been so long. Let's go looking and see if we can find our first memory verse. Oh, here we go. There's the front door. And somebody's left loads of junk lying around here. We'll come back to that. Somebody's left a ladder here outside the disabled toilet. And I wonder if it means there must be a Bible verse hiding up here. Let's have a look. Up we go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this. And there's our Bible verse, John chapter 1 verse 1. But just a minute before we go there, let's have a little look around. That's so exciting, isn't it? Can you see through there? All sorts of cool things going on. And pipes for water. And can you see this old door frame? So this used to be, it's all covered in ugly brick now. But can you see, somehow this used to be a big old barn door where horses and carts would come into the barn when it really was a barn, so that they could unload their hay and all those kind of things. Anyway, here's our Bible verse, John chapter 1 verse 1, which says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." This is how John starts his gospel. When he says the Word, he's talking about Jesus. See, a word, it's how you get to know somebody, isn't it, when they speak. And for God, for us to get to know God, He's spoken, and Jesus is His Word. The way you get to know God is through Jesus. And in the beginning, before you were born, before I was born, before the barn was built, so dark over there, before anything in the world was made, Jesus was there with God. He was with God and He was God. So let's have our first song.
Yeah, I'm about to come in. Beginning was a word, and the word was God. John chapter 1, John chapter 1, John chapter 1 verse 1. He's talking about Jesus. We'll do it again. Beginning was a word, and the word was with God. In the beginning was a word, and the word was God. John chapter 1, John chapter 1, John chapter 1, verse 1. That's the end.
Well, let's look for our second Bible verse. We'll come down out of there, down the ladder, and we'll go past the books, back into the main foyer or lobby. Where should we go? Let's go up the stairs and see if we can find our second Bible memory verse. Here we go, up the stairs of the barn. The fire extinguishers. And no, we won't go down that dark corridor. We'll go up these stairs that go up into the boiler room. It's very bright up there because there's a light in the roof. And this is where loads of junk is. Cleaning stuff, some bits and pieces, tools, dangerous chemicals for cleaning, the big bright light in the ceiling, and the boilers that keep us warm in winter. Look at all this stuff. And the funny thing in this room is these crazy holes full of cobwebs. Just a lot of strange wasted space. There's the CCTV, so we can see if people burgle us. And some old doors and a gap down here for no good reason. And here's the strange thing. Up above the door there's just an empty space. Oh, but what can we see here? There's my hand. Oh, another Bible memory verse. John 3 verse 16. In this crazy wasted space up here. So this used to be some sort of bedroom or living room or something like that by the looks of it. John 3 verse 16. Maybe this is the most famous verse in the whole Bible. It says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him will not perish, but have everlasting life." God gave his most precious thing, his Son, Jesus, so that anyone who trusts in him, who believes in him, will not die, will not face God's judgment and anger, but will have everlasting life because of him. So here's our song about John 3 verse 16.
For God so loved the world, he gave his only Son, and whoever believes in him shall not die, but have eternal life. It is for the love that he has for me. I am the reason he died on the tree. If it's for forgiveness, and now I am free, he is to enjoy being in his company. For God so loved that he has for me. I am his only Son on the tree. And to if it's for forgiveness, and now I am free, shall not die, still enjoy eternal in his company.
So that was Bible memory verse number 2 in the plant room or the boiler room. Look at that pile of toilet rolls. That's why there hasn't been enough toilet rolls in the country. They're all here. Enormous ones. Let's go and look for our Bible memory verse number 3. Where are we going to go? Round. Let's go downstairs again. Fire exit. Let's go down the stairs and see if we can find a third one. Now, I saw something earlier in the main room. A ladder. No, surely not. Surely there's not going to be a Bible memory verse up there. Oh, let's see if we... Oh, it looks like there's something. I'm going to do the zoom on the camera, see if we can read it. Oh, we can read it, but I don't think that's enough. I think we need to go and get it. Do you think we should? Let's go and have a look. Oh, look, do you remember this room? Wow. Look at it. And the kitchen, do you remember that? Right, let's go, shall we? Let's go up the ladder and let's see what we can find. Up, 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 up. Whoa, it's so high. But we've got to get to that Bible memory verse to find another song. Here we are, nearly at the top. Well, that is the top of the ladder. We can't keep going or we'll have to fly. Whoa! Look at it from up here. Wow, makes the TV look small. There we are, there's the other beam that we're level with. Whoa! It'd be fun if there were all little people down there. There's the ladder. We are so high. We are so high up. That's a view of the room from up here at the beam. Anyway, here's our memory verse. John 14, 1-4. And these are words of Jesus to his disciples just before he was going to die. Because the disciples were worried. And here's what Jesus said. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house there are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going there to prepare a place for you, so that you may also be where I am. See, after Jesus died, he rose again, and then rose up from the earth a few weeks later, back to heaven, and he says to his disciples and to us, there's a place there for us forever. Well, let's hear our song.
John 14, 1-4. John 14, 1-4. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house there are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may also be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. John 14, 1-4. John 14, 1-4. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house there are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may also be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. John 14, 1-4. John 14, 1-4. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house there are many rooms. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'm going to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may also be where I am. You know the way to the place where I am going. It goes like this: John 14, 1 to 4. John 14, 1 to 4.
Well, that's another great song. Let's come down our ladder. Feet on the ground. That feels good. Phew. Right, where should we go next? I know. I think there's one last place where we're going to find a Bible memory verse from John's Gospel, and it's back upstairs. Up the stairs. There's the fire extinguishers again. And this time we're not going to go up that way, up those stairs. We're going to go along to the dark corridor. The dark corridor, we're going to this light room. This is where Helen normally works. And a ladder. That must be a clue. There's another hole up into a loft. How exciting is that? Look, another one of those great beams hidden there. Let's go up, shall we? I wonder what's going to be up here. Ooh, big loft space. Oh, a bright light from a window. That's nice. Let's go. Ooh, wobble, wobble. Ooh, amazing. Have a look at that. Look at all those beams and posts and things holding the ceiling together, and white cobwebs. Cobwebs all over my face. There's a spider in my face. Yucky, yucky, yuck. But what an amazing loft space. This is how it looked the other end before we made that big meeting room. And right here we have, oops, it's falling down, our memory verse, John 14 verse 6. So this is just after the other ones. Jesus has just explained to his disciples, you remember, that there's going to be a place for them. And one of the disciples says, yes, but how do we know? How do we know? And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's who he is, the way, the truth, and the life. We can know the way to heaven by knowing Jesus. We can know the truth about everything by knowing Jesus. And we can have life forever by knowing Jesus. That's why he said next, no one comes to the Father except through me. There's only one way to know God, through his Son Jesus. So here's our fourth song.
I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what Jesus said. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what Jesus said. Without the way, there is no going. Without the truth, there is no knowing. Without the life, there is no living. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what Jesus said. You just can't go wrong if you follow Jesus. Do you want to follow Jesus? Come on, let's go! I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what Jesus said. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what Jesus said. Without the way, there is no going. Without the truth, there is no knowing. Without the life, there is no living. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's what Jesus said.
So that's the exciting thing for today. Not only have you learnt 4 wonderful Bible verses, but you've also been to the ooky spooky places of Northbrook Barn that no one's allowed to go. See you on Sunday. Bye.